Here we have a video from Prageru called "The Moral Case for Mockery." Uh, knowing Prageru, they're going to try to uh, justify being a bigot. Probably uh, justify trying to body shame people or be transphobic or something, saying that it's good for these people to be mocked.
Bad ideas are everywhere, spreading like viruses, infecting every area of our lives, and driving millions of otherwise rational people to embrace the irrational.
Wow, that's pretty funny for religious people to complain about people spreading bad ideas and embracing irrational ideas. Because that's what religious people do all the time. They embrace all these bad ideas about religion and science and stuff like that, and are extremely irrational. This is like the pot calling the kettle black.
Here's one obvious example. It illustrates a broader point I want to make about, of all things, the moral importance of mockery. Ready for this? We're told by so-called experts with straight faces that men can become women, and women can become men. We're told that sex is assigned at birth, rather than observed, as if doctors just make their best guess whenever they see a newborn baby.
Uh, yeah, sometimes that's what they do because there's intersex people. There's people with body dysmorphia. Um, there's people with different, some with like two sets of, or well, three sets of chromosomes, like two male chromosomes and female chromosome. What XXY? I think there's YYX. So yeah, sometimes all doctors can do is guess.
We're told men can become pregnant and chest feed. These aren't fringe ideas promoted by radicals on Reddit. They're mainstream, endorsed by once respected medical organizations, highly educated doctors, and popular internet wellness sites.
Yeah, because doctors know what they're talking about. Unlike you, who's probably he's just religiously educated, so just basing this all on his religious feels and what his guy daddy has told him.
Go to healthline.com and type in, "Can men get pregnant?" You'll find this answer. Yes, it's possible for men to become pregnant and give birth to children of their own. In order to explain, we'll need to break down some common misconceptions about how we understand the term man.
Okay, even non-trans men can produce milk, as the breast on men is the same as women. It's just for men, their breasts don't enlarge like women do, and with the right hormones, yes, men can produce milk.
So the people who just told us men can get pregnant are going to clear up misconceptions for us? I don't think so.
I'd rather have a doctor clear up some misconceptions than a religious nut. That's just me, though.
It'd be bad enough if these ideas were merely popular, but they've quickly gone from mainstream to mandatory. You can't criticize them. You can't even joke about them. Comedians risk being canceled, and in some cases physically attacked for doing.
I think it's funny how they act like these people are canceled when like people like Dave Chappelle making more money than ever. People like J.K. Rowling making more money than ever. Um, Maybe in some cases people are highly deplatformed and unable to make money, but and no, these people aren't canceled, especially when they go into like Fox News, a mainstream media, and talk about how much they're canceled. It's like, no, you're not canceled. You're talking right now.
Doing so. In a twisted way, this all kind of makes sense. In order to prop up an insane worldview that can't be defended, or even coherently articulated, you have to insulate it from criticism, especially the comedic kind that employs mockery to expose foolishness.
Well, you gotta be insulated from criticism. Uh, what group of people is really big on not enjoying criticism and stuff? The religious right, especially when you criticize religion. They freak out, and it's like, it's just another example of the pot calling the kettle black. Um,
It's embarrassing to be exposed as a fool, so it can't be tolerated. My team at the Babylon Bee learned this the hard way when we made a joke about Rachel Levine, a transgender health admiral in the Biden administration. USA Today had named Rachel Levine one of their Women of the Year. They were serious. But Rachel Levine is no more a woman than I am. So we fired back with this satirical headline. The Babylon Bee's Man of the Year is Rachel Levine. The mockery, of course, was of USA Today, not the Admiral. Twitter, pre-Elon, was not amused. They locked our account for hateful conduct. Delete the joke, they said, and you can have your account back.
Well, follow terms of service, and you won't have your account locked. I find it funny. Right-wingers now upset when companies do something that they don't like, when they've always been in favor of companies being able to do whatever they want. If it's left-wingers, having their accounts locked or shadow banned or outright banned or terminated or whatever, they have no issue. It's, oh, they're a company, they can do whatever they want. But when it happens to them, that's when the companies become evil. It's very, very telling.
We refused. The intolerable truth you're not allowed to speak is that Rachel Levine actually misgenders himself whenever he calls himself a woman.
No, she does not. Because you don't get to choose. It's funny. This is another thing about right wingers. They think they themselves get to dictate how people are, how they live their lives and stuff, when they claim to be all about freedom. But it all harkens back to the religion. They think they get to control everybody because of their religious beliefs.
And pointing that out, no matter how it's done, is not hateful conduct, because the truth is not hate speech. But this is how the system is rigged to safeguard bad ideas. The leftists who dominate our media and culture are armed with both a sword and a shield. They can call anyone who differs with them a bigot, a transphobe, a Nazi. It doesn't matter. They know they'll never.
Well, when it's true, as they say, if the shoe fits, wear it. I mean, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a duck. So if you're going to be a bigot, a transphobe, and a Nazi, wear it with pride instead of being cowards and pretending you're not what you are. That's just another thing I find funny about a lot of right-wingers. Is they're fascist. They enjoy fascism and authoritarianism and theocratic control, but when you call them a Nazi, they get offended.
Get banned. That's the sword. But if you joke about the left's lunacy, you'll be suspended or even banned for hateful conduct. That's the shield.
Again, follow the terms of service and you won't get banned from a site. Nothing more, nothing less.
So how did we get to the point where it's considered hateful to tell the truth, even in jest? The answer is simple. We took bad ideas too seriously. Instead of laughing at absurd notions like men can get pregnant, or the planet will burn up in 10 years if we don't ban fossil fuels.
Okay, so if you're all for, a lot of mockery and criticism stuff, I will like to criticize your ideas because, for the most part, they're just dumb as shit. What? You think you have, you're some kind of medical expert because you're some satirical article writer. It's like, yeah. More so, you're just a CEO, so you just own the business. Bet you don't even write any of your articles.
Or that morbid obesity is healthy, to name just a few. We tolerated them. The absurd has become sacred because it hasn't been sufficiently mocked. But isn't mockery mean and cruel? Well, that depends. We're not talking about mockery for the purpose of putting people down and making them feel bad. We're talking about using it as a tool to expose foolishness for what it is, so that it isn't taken seriously. Mockery of this kind is not only cleansing, it's a moral imperative.
Okay, well then it's a moral imperative to mock Nazis for being racist pieces of shit, and, right-wing Christians for being crazy nutbags who believe in some kind of sky daddy who is watching them do whatever they do. It's just paranoid delusions. how about we mock these people until they just stop, you know, spewing their stupid beliefs?
Why? Because bad ideas can have catastrophic consequences. Ask any mutilated teen who now regrets having gender transition surgery, or any married couple who didn't have children because of climate change.
Yeah, okay, there's like, it's less than 1% of people who actually regret, transitioning. So you can't say like 99% of these people regret it because of a small majority. And I doubt anybody is like, oh, I wish we had kids, but we didn't because uh, the world is kind of messed up and climate change is going on and we can't afford to have kids. Yeah, nobody's saying that.
Or any obese person who now has diabetes because being overweight is supposed to be okay. Ima-
Uh, I mean, no one says like being extremely overweight is okay. It's the fact that people can look overweight and still be healthy. Um, the BMI index is n- not 100% accurate, and so this is just some body shaming that they want to do. They want to try to be trans. Well, they are transphobic. They want to try to shame trans people. Now they're wanting to shame uh, people for their weight, and most of these people on the right, they're pretty out of shape themselves.
Imagine if the ideas that produced these results had been laughed at instead of lauded. So many things are off limits in comedy and culture now, and too many people think this represents progress. They think we've improved morally because we make fun of fewer things. The truth is, we're more confused than ever.
No, you may be confused. People on the right may be confused. But people on the left, oh, they know who they are. We know who we are. We are not confused. And that's just another thing. Right wingers love to say that that people are just confused, and you just gotta follow like right wing believes, and then you're gonna be on the right path and won't be confused anymore. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Because we've affirmed and accepted what should have been ridiculed and rejected. If our goal is moral improvement, we need more mockery, not less. I'm Seth Dillon.
Okay, we need more mockery. Well, if I had any good jokes at the moment, I would definitely mock this dude.